how do we, how is it possible to actually allow that moment? And we'll use church as an example because that's something we're all familiar with. Once we hear that word, it's very natural to leave and forget it, right? Because we haven't been taught the actual process of how to incorporate. And so God is the practical steps on how to do this, because it's not just automatic until you teach it to be automatic. Is the scripture, is it faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing and hearing? Is that the scripture? So faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing and hearing, right? It's a continuance of hearing. So the thing that you said was your solution, you have to go back and you have to repeat that over and over and over. So mom, when you went back, and so before, when we initiated the call, you said, "Oh, well, how do I do it?" You asked us, you repeated the same question from Monday, but the answer had been already given to you. But because in the moment, your brain, your consciousness picked it up, but your subconsciousness, it did not get into your subconscious in such a way to where it is downloaded into you and actually given a place, right? So that you can create actionable steps in order to move out on, um you know reaching the goal of transitioning from ministry minded into business minded, right? So had you, let's say Monday you heard it, Tuesday you had it playing in the background, Wednesday you actually picked it back up and started taking notes on it again, and then Thursday was our call. Oh, the call would have went differently, because the call would have went more like, listen, so all right, here's what I want to do. Here are the steps I want to take, because now there's more of an empowerment there. There's more of an understanding of how to move. So when we're actually picking up on the practical thing, or when we're actually paying attention, so when you rehear the spiritual message, because that spiritual message is going to hit you on multiple levels. That spiritual message, first it hits you with your emotion, because why? This is what I teach. This is psychology of business. When you reach your people, you have to reach them on an emotional level. Right, I think it's right after or right before this text. The disciples asked Jesus, they said, Jesus, why are you talking in story? They said, because he said, I got to get them to understand, and they won't understand unless I tell them story. So it's not until I can move your emotions that I can get you to understand and get you to move where I need you to move. But until you understand, you won't move. So that's psychology, right? So, all right. So now I need to get you on your emotion. But once I get you on your emotion, I now need you to take this and shift into practicality. So I need you to hear this message on emotional level. Boom. Now I need you on a deeper level to where it's like, okay, God, what are you telling me? Because in that message, I like calling it a rainfall, because he sends the cloud, and then now it starts breaking up and it starts hitting in all these different areas. Because when we have thoughts, right, those thoughts come and it's like, oh, because then I could do, it starts hitting in different areas. But if we don't allow it to happen, if we don't allow it to actually seep in deeper, that's why we have to hear it again. That's why we have the replays,